LA corruption, the California insurance commissioner is caught taking luxury trips around the world on taxpayer money. LA is spending millions just to avoid transparency and hide where the money goes, and they don't even get me started on the homeless industrial complex, nonprofits, and advocates getting rich, while the problem here only gets worse. We have an image showing California insurance commissioner fraud. So he was taking taxpayer-funded trips, including a safari visit, a limo service, and 5-star resorts. By the way, safaris are insanely expensive. The ones I've looked at cost literally like in the millions to do a nice one. There's not really like cheap safaris, so I just like to throw that out there. There's not a lot of affordable ones. They're very expensive. And we have an image detailing the fraud. So, God, how does this shit happen? So he was upgrading his flights to business, first class, expensing the 5-star resort stays, chauffeurs, limo services, even a safari. And then this is all the stuff he was doing. Wow, let's just go through. 48-hour trips across the globe. Slay. Just one 5-star New York hotel stay costs more than $11,600. VIP rooftop events, private security, costing taxpayers $9,000. So while this guy is using our taxpayer dollars that we work hard for to spend almost 10 G's on security, you're statistically going to get stabbed by a homeless guy walking home from your shift making $12 an hour. So I hope you sleep well at night knowing that. 5-day trips to Colombia for an LGBTI political leaders conference. That's literally fake. That's not... Oh, in Colombia? Interesting you guys chose Colombia to do that. It's just like a bunch of gay politicians doing cocaine on our taxpayer dollars. More than $24,000 for that, so that's good. Security detail, $33,000. You know what's so funny? It's always the people in California, especially Democrats, that are want to defund the police and then gaslight all of us that have to deal with this shit every day, like it's safe here. And they always have very expensive security detail, which I think is very funny. Like, you notice when Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, any of them do events, they're surrounded by securities. And then when they have events, the streets are literally shut down. Yeah, it's almost like they only care about protecting themselves and not us. And yeah, I mean the list goes on. So I'm just kind of confused. Do these people have credit cards? And is someone not watching the spending? And when they're like, hey, why are you like on a $50,000 safari? Like no one was clocking that. Someone's like, hey, dude, you're in Africa? I just saw there was a charge for a safari in Africa for $175,000. Like, oh, wait, dude, like, what are you doing there? That's crazy. You're in Colombia and you went first class? No, where's the auditing on all of this? But I'm sure that, you go to audit this and they're like, well, actually, you're fired now. So that's where all of your hard-earned money is going. And we have the city of LA spent millions to avoid transparency and accountability, as reported by the LA Controller.
How the city of Los Angeles spent millions of dollars to avoid transparency and accountability by yours truly, Kenneth Mejia, your city controller. If you didn't know, the city of Los Angeles was sued over its homelessness efforts. And part of that case, the city had to undergo an audit. And instead of going with the independently elected city controller, who was the city's auditor, who actually would have done this for free, the city ended up spending nearly $3 million on an outside firm, who is not an audit firm, to actually conduct this audit over homelessness spending and also homelessness efforts as well. And so when the results came back, the city actually disparaged the results. They didn't call it a real audit. It was an assessment. And so here we are today. And the judge, instead of appointing a receivership over all of the city's homelessness efforts, decided that the city needs a monitor over its homelessness spending and efforts in real time. And so, wow, here's another opportunity for oversight. And the plaintiffs suing the city actually recommended our office, the current city controller's office, to be a monitor. But the city of LA rejected that. They said, nope, not you again.
I mean, this is so insane. This is our money laundering in real time. This guy's like, so I get like paid and I work here. Do you want me to do this? And we're like, no. While we're broke and in debt, we're actually going to ship this off to someone that's not going to blatantly expose all the lies, corruption, and money funneling that's happening. We're going to actually go more broke into debt and pay them $3 million because they're going to give us something back that won't look like we need to all be in prison immediately. That guy is going to get fired or end up like in the ocean soon. Good for him for exposing all this, but also, if anyone needs security, it's probably him. We have a video of a LA resident exposing how nonprofits get rich off the homeless, which we all know.
There was a hearing asking the state where the funds went to, and the state auditor couldn't find any documents showing where the money went to. So at that time, it was $24 billion. They couldn't account for even $1 where the money went to. And the city of LA is the same. $1 billion spent, nobody knows where the money went to. Massive corruption. You have nonprofits. They own buildings worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They have special deals, special privilege with the city of LA. They get funded by having these vacant homes occupied by homeless people, but we don't even know if they are occupied by anyone, but they get funded by the billions. They are even given buildings. They build apartment buildings worth $20-50 million, and these apartment buildings are handed over to nonprofits as long as they operate them for the benefit of the homeless people. And of course, there's nobody that knows how many homeless are living in the buildings, how much service they actually provide, but these non-profits are profiting in a big, big way. And of course, taxpayers have no idea where the money is going to.
Here's the thing about this. Dude, Democrats are seriously just the most morally bankrupt, evil people on the planet. Everyone that runs this state, and especially Los Angeles, these are all the most far-left people that are just so morally evil. They will let people die and ruin the state because they all make money. Years ago, I was like, hey, can someone tell me why this random woman who's ghetto as hell we've never heard of makes $600,000 a year and she's in charge of, like, it was some bullshit made up job, like the homeless committee. All these people are getting six figures to millions of dollars to further this problem, to funnel money, because here's what everyone needs to understand. No problem, no money, okay? That's why they don't want things to get better. Have you ever heard a Democrat in California talk about how something's going to get better, or how they're going to make it better, or how we're going to stop spending, or how we're going to save money? No, because they're all getting rich off of it. We need the most, like, far-right Republican leadership. Also, if anyone watches this show and you or anyone you know has any information, I want to start exposing all this money laundering, and I want to expose them by name. I want names. I mean, I'm always out for blood. This is the only thing I enjoy doing at this point in my life. You email us, comment, send it all my way. I mean, I really want to come at every single one of these people. I'm going to start going to the meetings, city council. I want to start asking them to their faces because they're full of shit. I mean, I'll show up to their homes. I'll wait for them to wake up in the morning, walk outside, and ask them questions. I mean, I'm done with this shit. Everyone should be so upset about this, and it's crazy that they're not. Here's my thing. I won't even be a hypocrite. If Republicans ran this city and they were funneling money and doing all of the same stuff these people do, but the city was perfect, I wouldn't even care. I would be upset and I would call them out, but, like, I'd be fine with it. It's the fact that these people make this much money off of the city going to shit and are suffering. Do all this shady shit behind closed doors, fine. But when we're living in hell, it doesn't make sense anymore. I don't even understand how normal liberals, like, I want to interview people in Silver Lake, like, how are you okay with all of this? Because you have to live in the garbage. I'm okay. I can get a little bit away from it, but I'm like, you guys have to live in this shit. And these are the people that you vote for, and you vote for over and over and over. And then anytime a normal person goes in, they get pushed out because they won't even vote the same Democrats in because they threaten them out. So, I mean, this is what you guys vote for, apparently. Actually, I don't even think you vote for because I think all of our elections are grid, so that's a whole nother thing. We have a video of Rick Caruso exposing price of removing the homeless people from the street.
How would you deal with homeless? You got these encampments. We're driving around here downtown LA.
Yeah.
It had such a renaissance for a short period of time. It feels like it's devolved again.
It has.
And it just seems to me that there just should be zero tolerance for camping on the street. Yet here we are again with encampments everywhere. What would be your approach?
Well, my approach was simple when I ran is you can't allow encampments on the street, but you've got to give people who are on the streets an opportunity to have a productive life. So give them the services they need, build the housing that they need. We are spending in the city of Los Angeles $900,000 per person that they're removing from the streets. $900,000
per year?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's billions and billions of dollars wasted. Redirect that to organizations that have incredible track records of being successful in Los Angeles, of housing people, giving them the services for mental health and drug addiction. And the first thing you do is you do not allow the sale of drugs on the street. Right now we do. I mean, that's a crime. It's illegal. Don't allow it.
I mean, no one will convince me he didn't win over Karen Bass. I pray to God he runs again. He is our only savior. But you know why they didn't let him win? One, he's exposing the corruption. $1 million a homeless person? Are you guys for real? Name how that math makes any sense. Doesn't. Pure corruption, okay? He's so much better than me because I'd put him on a island. I wouldn't give a shit. Two, he's actually proposing real solutions for our very serious, expensive, dangerous problem. He said, why don't you can deal with, companies, organizations that have great track records. Dude, this is what I don't understand. $1 million per homeless person. We have God knows how many. I mean, I walk 5 minutes and I see 17 of them and they're sleeping. And by the way, they're usually doing drugs, which they then leave behind. They're pissing, they're shitting. They usually have their iPads and iPhones plugged into some electricity nearby. That's insane. A whole nother story. But it's just like, he's proposing real solutions. Like, he's actually like an old school normal Democrat. But then the funny thing is, Karen Bass had no solutions besides more money. And people, once again, I don't believe that anyone actually voted for her. But it's like, I don't understand. Do liberals and Democrats see him talking, but then they're against it? I mean, with how much money we spend on them, we could literally build them like 1 million houses in like Bakersfield or somewhere that there's land and we can build things there. Okay. They don't need to be on the street. By the way, it's not a right to be on the street. It's not a right to shoot up and do drugs. It's not a right to endanger people and to scream at them. And it's like, there was a woman that said she had like, oh, the homeless guy at the end of my block. Well, dude, what homeless person are you encountering? Every time I see them, they're insane. They're calling me a bitch, a cunt, threatening to kill me. I'm like, they're nuts. They're tweaking out. They're screaming. They're scaring kids. Women are terrified. I'm like, they're violent and they're dangerous. Sorry, you don't get to be on the street. You don't get to just do drugs the same way when I run a red light, I get a $600 ticket, okay? You don't get to have these rights. And also, they're not productive people. They choose to be homeless, and they come here because they benefit off of all these Democrat policies, okay? There's a video I posted on my Instagram story today. She's like, oh, I love it. We just get to hang out, smoke crack, go eat some food, and just do it all over again. Everyone's like, great. Is there a reason for you to ever get better and leave? She's like, nope. This is great. This is just our version of crackhead Hawaii. And I'm like, okay, so now you kind of see why the problem is the way it is, okay? We have a video of Steve Hilton, another person running for governor of California, and he's talking about Gavin Newsom when it comes to healthcare for illegal immigrants.
There's been a lot of disinformation from the Democrats, what we used to call lying, about free healthcare for illegal immigrants in California. So here are the facts. Gavin Newsom said that this would cost $3.1 billion. The actual cost, $9.5 billion. So what did he do? He got $4.8 billion from Medicaid federal funds for emergency services. And then he got another $3.9 billion from this scam called the provider tax. But you know what is worse? Next year, the bill is going to get even higher. This is what Gavin Newsom's illegal healthcare scheme is going to cost Californians next year. $12 billion. That means you'll pay $900 a year for free healthcare for illegal immigrants. Not when I'm governor. We're going to get rid of all of it because it is outrageous and it's not going to happen.
Holy shit, a Democrat lied. It's so funny this is another thing I'd like to go, beautiful double-sided whiteboard. Love that. Very easy to understand. I would love to go on the street, and show the liberals this, the people who bitch about healthcare and how much it costs and how horrible it is. Geez, do you ever think that maybe if we didn't have, illegals draining the system, it wouldn't cost that much money? Once again, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions, anyone who thinks illegals should get healthcare are literally insane. Literally insane. Like, I don't even understand. You know why our car insurance is so high in this country? Because we have to pay for the idiots who don't get car insurance and also the illegals that don't have it, okay, that are constantly running into all of our cars. Okay? That's how this works. He's great. He's a great option. My first one would be Rick for many reasons. He's a fantastic option. I love that he's, a Brit that loves America. So, I mean, oh, he's British. Yeah, well, a lot of Americans hate America. So I think he's actually a great representation of America as a whole, as me and Priya had discussed in the previous episode.